Kenny, it's a huge occasion on Saturday when the champion St Johnstone visit New Broomfield, and obviously a victory for yourselves over them and a Ross County defeat at Morton would mean automatic survival. Have you allowed yourself to think about that yet?
Yeah, we've certainly thought about it. I mean, I think more and more importantly, we've got to assess the situation, and we know that beating the league leaders is no easy. League champions even is not going to be any easy task. And the thing we've got to look at is elsewhere. If Ross County do lose at Morton, as you say, it would be marvellous for the whole club if that was to be the case. But there's a lot of hard work to get done before that. The 90 minutes down at Greenock and the 90 minutes here will be equally important.
How do you think the squad will cope with the nerves factor ahead of Saturday's game? Because it obviously is a very important match.
Well, in many ways they've faced bigger hurdles over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think the one thing that we do know that the little fallback we've got is if things don't go well Saturday, and it might even not go well even with a victory. If we come back in at 4:45 or 10:05 or 5 o'clock, whatever time it may be, and find out that it's going to be good news or we're going to resign ourselves to the playoffs again, I think the players realise now that at the moment we've got Peterhead next Wednesday, and anything else we've got apart from that is going to be a huge bonus for us, and that's certainly the mindset. And I don't think there'll be any nerves. I think we can only do what we can do, and the more important thing is out here on Saturday. If we can get the 3 points and keep our little run going, and as you say, elsewhere we'll wait and see what happens.
Obviously the first part of the job is Airdrie getting a victory over St Johnstone. St Johnstone come here as champions. What sort of performance are you expecting from them, and how do you think they'll approach the match?
Well, I think they'll try and show everyone the reason that they are champions, and I think there's a professional ethic, whatever team that they put out. I mean, if they do have any players who have been maybe suffering from injury or close to suspension, they'll not play. It's as simple as that, and I would do the exact same thing. I think with the team that they could put out, they're playing not only for their pride and to show everyone why they're champions, they're also maybe a couple of players maybe who have not featured as often as they would like. They're going to try and maybe out of contract, so it's not going to be a simple case of whatever team gets put on the park for St Johnstone. Whoever's there is going to be extremely difficult for us to get the 3 points. It
was a very good victory at Partick Thistle, beating the Jags 1-0 at the weekend. How pleased have you been with the response of the players following the 3-0 defeat at Clyde?
Well, they've had a great couple of games. I think they got quartered. At times, after the Clyde game, they were. I think they deserved a lot of the criticism that came their way. But we've got to bounce back, and they bounce back in the ideal fashion. I think the performance at Partick on Saturday was. We had to ride our luck a little bit. But in fairness, I've watched the game again, and the keepers have not really had many saves to make, and we got the perfect time to score a goal was right in injury time, and we were delighted because not only that, it gave us a chance for this Saturday, but it also cemented our place in the playoffs, and that was a thing that could have been an extremely difficult 90-minute Saturday if we still had that automatic relegation hanging over us. And we've now taken that out of the equation with a couple of decent performances, and if we keep doing that, I'm sure we will get our destiny and take it wherever it goes.
In terms of the Morton-Ross County match this weekend, does it help that Morton have got something to play for, whereby if they finish in the top 4 they get 4th round entry into the Scottish Cup next season?
But all these little things help, but I think obviously the Ross County are going to become travelling down, and they're a decent side, Ross County. And I think they've shown a bit of character last week when they had a man sent off and they're 2-0 down. They could easily have folded, but they've came back, and that point may well be the one that keeps them in the division automatically. But they're a decent side, and so are Morton. And Morton have got a particularly good home record, and as I say, I'm sure they'll want to finish off the season with a victory in front of their own fans. We can only do the same, and I think, as I say, our destiny will happen at 4:45, and then, as I say, if it's got to be playoffs, we move forward and look forward to going up to Peterhead and getting a result.
Just finally, Kenny, we've spoken many times before about the presence of the fans. How great would it be to get a big support at Broomfield this weekend for what is a pivotal match? Well,
it would be great for us. I think we've had the little downside after the cup final, after the game against Ross County up at Perth. And we came down here and we had less than 1,000, and that was a disappointment to everybody, but the fans who take the bother to turn up, week in, week out, home and away. They've been great all season, and they're a little bit frustrated as well, but they've got the chance, and if they can bring along 2 or 3 extra, it'd be great. But it'd be smashing if we could finish off the season with automatic safety, and that would be a marvellous feat for everyone concerned.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks very much.